Yes, hello, this is Chef BBM at BBM Kitchen. Yeah, today we are going to talk about life, how things are moving. Yeah, today I want to talk to my youths. Yes, I'm here with the best of the best, a friend of mine. Today she decided to visit me.
To host you.
So, yes, madam, how are you?
I'm okay. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl T. Thank you so much for always choosing to pass by. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share and comment so that we get to interact. So today what are we going to talk about?
Today let's talk about life, let's talk about sex, you know?
As you're excited.
Yeah, that's life, man. That's life.
Yeah, so I'm going to be asking you questions.
I'm free, you can say. I'm all yours.
Ha. So I'm so delighted to having been hosted by Chef BBM at BBM's Kitchen.
Exactly. You can follow me on Facebook at BBM's Kitchen, the same as Instagram. You find me there, BBM256. Yes, you follow me, I deliver the best. I'm the only one best in Uganda. Try me, you won't regret.
Around Kampala, come to Soladi Restaurant, Sisingiri Road.
Exactly.
Mengo.
Exactly.
Just near Mengo Hospital, close to Kenjoy, Shoppers, and you slope as you're going to the King's Palace along the main road. On your left, Tabu Courts. Hey, what is the name of the floor? Ground floor D4.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Chef BBM is so excited to talk about this. I don't know what is inspiring him or transpired in his mind to be open to this, but let's see. So
Yes, madam, you say that you have some questions for me. I'm waiting for those questions.
okay, so what should a youth outside there, or what should all those people see in you do to be sexually pure?
To do is in terms of sexually pure.
Yeah, you told me that we are going to talk about life, we are going to talk about basically sex, because you say that most of the Christian parents fear to introduce such topics to their kids or talk about it, and we end up crashing. The so-called conservatives tend to just let it be and they don't talk about it, and they look at it as a very big sin.
Yeah, you're true. In life, there are things we should accept. However much you're religious, however much you're fond of knowing God as much as you want, things you should know that in life, relationship it's a must. You know? Sex, it's a must. If you're a parent, for instance, you're a parent, you're a Christian or you're a born again, you should not fear to interact with your kid about life. That's life, my dear. Today you're here, tomorrow you're not here. You understand? Yeah. So you have to sit down your kid, you talk about this. For us, we didn't have that chance. You know?
Okay, so basically what you're trying to mean is that you made yourself grow up in your own way, you advised yourself, you put yourself right.
Exactly. I advised myself. So I don't want other youths, I don't want other friends, I don't want your followers, I don't want my followers to follow the same steps. So today we're here to put them in a straight line. We are going to communicate to parents, we are going to communicate to the youths, we are going to communicate to those in the ghetto. You know, ghetto life is very hard, my dear.
So you want to communicate to the parents. The
okay.
Floor is yours.
Parents, you're a parent, you have a child. Whether it's a boy or a girl, talk about life. Be straightforward that, hey, let me say you're a mother, you have a girl. Or you're a father, you know, some fathers stay with their girls when the moms are not around, you know. Call your girl, tell her that, my girl, in life, there is what they call relationship, there is what they call God. First, teach your kids about God. Tell them the good things about God. Build people build your kids, telling them that life without God, it's not life. Life without God, it's not life. But life also without relationship, it's not life. Why am I saying this? You're a parent, tell a child that, we talked about the 10 Commandments, right? The 10 Commandments, you know them?
Yeah.
Can you give me some?
I am the Lord your God. Worship no any other gods except me.
Exactly, Another one?
You want all?
And you give me something like 2. You have given me the first one, then the second one. Give me. You don't mind.
Oh, let me give you in the relationship with what we are talking about, right? Tewegombanga mukazi w'abandi oba musajja w'abandi.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have to lust for
anyone's wife or man.
Basically, the other gundi, the other sex, yeah, Luganda, pure.
Okay. Then, in life, like you're going
to not commit adultery.
For you're a mom. And the problem we are facing in this generation, there is what they call, how they say it in born again thing, they call it fornication. What is that? Fornication.
Yeah.
There is this thingy, how they call it?
What I trying to exactly say?
That you should not have sex before marriage. You should.
It's fornication.
It's fornication.
Yeah.
There is the way they call it in Christianity way. I'm forgetting.
Not doing that is they're keeping the law of chastity.
Like you should not go beyond this before you get into the church. How do they call it?
It's called chastity.
Then you should first sit down the kid, because you're not going to say this forcefully. Sometimes you say it forcefully. I don't want this. I want you to get a man. You come. I see that guy. We go to the church. That's not the way they do things.
How do you want things to be done? Because as a Christian, we are supposed to follow the law of chastity, which says that a man and a woman should refrain from having sex. You get until they get married, or they get lawfully and legally married in church. You understand? So what I try to bring up, because that's the law. We are supposed to keep the law. It's just
I'm sorry, you're trying to keep the law, but let me tell you this, my dear. According to my survey and according to the life I've passed through, some people are just Christian when they are near Christians. So we don't want that. Today we are here to remove that. We don't want that. Don't pretend. When you're out of church, you're someone. When you're back to church, you're like a person of church. You understand?
How about people who are just naturally stubborn? They keep hanging around boys, so when people see them, because of their stubborn nature, they think that they are in relationships.
No, okay, we shall go to that. But what I'm trying to bring out is like this. You're a parent. Instead of telling your kid that, I don't want a man this and this, sit down your kid. Tell her that, my daughter, I would wish the best for you. I want you to get a good man, a man who fears God, a man who is going to respect you and respect me as your parent. So, at first, what you have to do is to tell your kid that do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend?
At what age?
At what age?
Yeah.
In Europe, I would say in Europe, those people.
Before you go to Europe,
okay.
Let's talk about Uganda. Talk about Africans.
Here in Africa,
for
us, we have the thing that when you click 18, you mature, right?
When you're still staying in your mother and father's house, by the law, you are mature.
You are mature.
18. Someone who
is mature.
Yeah.
And then here in Africa, when you clock 18 years, they expect you to be mature. You understand? That's the age where you, my sister, you, my brother, you will start vibing. vibing girls, standing with the girls, and you yourself, you think that, yeah, I'm mature enough to do this. You understand? However much, age is just a number. You can be 18 but still young for some things. You understand? In life, we need guidance. However old you are, you need to be guided.
We need parents to show us the way.
Exactly.
We need good friends, association. You have to be proudly associated with people who are not going to throw you in the pit. Your parents wish you the best, the very, very, very best. We have toxic relatives who do molest the kids, they molest their children, they send children into early marriages. You get it? Then some of them do certain things when the kids are seeing, and they spoil them, because kids tend to learn from the people around them. You understand? So what do you have to say about that? More so to the kids in the ghetto. Like you said, you wanted to talk about ghetto youth. Gwen wanted to really come and address this issue so much, but the problem is that she's busy.
You know,
in
the ghetto, in the ghetto, there is no the things of, they are not too much into Christianity, because all I know in the ghetto, a guy can't vibe you for more than a month. When you're saying that, let us first get married. You understand? There is no sex before marriage. Ghetto youths don't know that.
So what do you advise?
They don't.
Which advice do you give to the ghetto youth?
The advice I would give the ghetto youths, all I was saying, I will go back as I was saying, that from the beginning, from home, even those in the ghetto have moms and dads. You understand? So let them go to the ghetto when they have already been advised before. You understand?
But
talk to your kid before.
You find a scenario when your kid stays in the ghetto because that's where you grew up from. So what do you mean by you talk to them before they go to the ghetto?
For instance, for me here, I was not born in the ghetto. You understand? I just accessed the ghetto by myself. You understand? In accessing the ghetto myself, I had a chance that I first spent some years with my mom. You understand? She lectured me about some things, so I accessed the ghetto with some knowledge. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that some people in the ghetto deserve to be taught about this. You understand? They should know that. And, love is not a crime. That's why you see those people in the ghetto, they dislike going to church. Because for them, they think that church is against them, yet it's not the truth.
Not all.
It's not the truth. Let me tell you, for instance, there is a celebrity here. A person who is very big, that is Bobby Wine. You know Bobby Wine? Listen, you know Bobby Wine.
Don't mention people's names.
No!
Yeah.
Not on a bad note.
Okay.
You know Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine sang a song. Nandyagadde nensaba ku Sunday naye ate ebyempulira bintiisa. Those people in the ghetto think that being with being a Rasta, having grades, you're not supposed to go to the church, which is not true. You understand? So what we want is to make these people in the ghetto know that there is life after ghetto. There is life in the church, and talking about love is not a crime. You can be advised by a person who spends time in the church.
Okay. So, what are the limits of appropriate physical affection? Why are you laughing? What are the limits of appropriate physical affection? Why? Okay. How should I bring it out? Feel free to express yourself. I know you would have so many words to say when you're speaking the local language. Feel free. Just feel free to tell me whatever you want. You hit from all corners and tell me. Wandyagadde omuntu akomewa wekijja mukubeera wamwe.
In terms of sex, in terms of love.
You told me you are going to talk about sex, right?
Okay.
So what are the limits of appropriate physical affection. When should a girl and
A boy
put a limit to their physical affection? Kati ng'abantu beeyagala kitegeera wa we bandikomye wa we banditaddeka wall nti wano wenkomye sirina kugenda eri anti sinaba kufumbirwa.
Tonnaba kufumbirwa so oyagala nti nno wano sirina sukkawo before nga sinayingira bufumbo.
Exactly.
Kyenyinza obagamba kiri kimu, love is very different and love is unexplainable. You understand? So what I will say, bw'oba oyagala omuntu, I think you have time to sit down and talk. You understand? You sit down and talk. And
that is when you're dating with a purpose. You don't expect, you know, we're talking to so many youths. You don't expect a 16-year-old kid. You know how Ugandans are active, how youths outside there are very active nowadays, you get it? You don't expect a 16-year-old kid to sit down and discuss certain things with someone. They don't have that knowledge yet, you get it?
I get you.
So, how is that going to?
That is, then that is going to be limited. How? That is going to be limited by me, by you, and by the parents I've been talking about. If your kid is 16 years old, my dear, sit your kid down. Try to talk to your kid. Explain each and everything. Because nowadays we are living in a world which is globally, as in, how should I call it? How should I phrase it? Modernity. Yeah. Modernity is killing everything.
Yeah.
Modernity is killing everything. You find a 16-year kid with a smartphone. For your parent, you fear talk about sex. As well as kids access sex on the phone.
They watch porn.
They watch porn. You understand? So for you, you're afraid that, oh, my dear, I'm going to talk about sex. I'm going to talk about, you know, a 16-year girl here in Uganda can be in menstruation periods. Right?
True.
So a person who is in menstruation period should be talked about sex, because the next step is getting pregnant. You understand? So you should not get afraid of talking about sex. You understand? When someone is 16, be straightforward that you're 16, you're going in your peace. You understand?
So is getting pregnant a sin?
Yeah, it's a sin to some extent. It depends on the years you have. You understand? You can't be 16 and get pregnant. You will think that when you tell me that, hey, Chief, I'm pregnant, I will be happy. Hey, that's great. No, I won't. And I will just look sad and I say,
you will be pitiful.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about? You're 16, yeah? You still have a future. And then you're saying that you're pregnant. That comes when we parents fear talk about such things. You motivation speakers, you go ahead, it's good. You teach people about God. First and foremost, I'm a believer.
I know.
I'm here because of God. And I know every day God is the reason as to why I'm still blinking. You understand?
Yeah.
But God sent you on earth to teach. Don't teach about.
Everyone has a purpose on earth.
Yeah, exactly.
But we shouldn't avoid talking about all the things surrounding us, because it's what it is. It's in. Let me say, it's the world we live in. These things are there, they can't be avoided, but you fail to tell me what are the limits of appropriate physical affection, because I want to know when should someone say, Kati, this is a boy, this is a girl. There should be a limit. You understand? Yeah. There should be a limit put between these two
I was trying to explain your point and you brought in a 16-year kid. You understand?
Yeah, because I was trying to ask. You said something, then I was like, you said if you have sex, you can easily get pregnant, which is not good. Then I was like, is getting pregnant a sin? So I wanted you to tell me more about that. You elaborate on that thing, that area. You get it?
About being pregnant at 16 being a sin?
I wanted you to bring out, what I wanted you to bring out mostly is why kids outside there shouldn't get pregnant at a tender age. But then if you say they are not supposed to have sex, they'll get pregnant. It means that we are looking at just the pregnancy part of it. You get it?
No, it's not like we are looking about pregnancy, but it's like when you get pregnant at 16, you're killing your future. You understand? A person who is 16 years, you're just
A toddler.
it's not even you're starting, you're still, you understand? So if at all you get pregnant, there are things you won't get. More so, you're a lady. You know your bodies, ladies. You know what I'm talking about.
Apart from just the physical things, I think
I'm elaborating your points. You're going to give birth for the first kid at 16, whereby the time you clock 18, my dear, there are things. There are things you can't do when you're mother. More so here in Africa. There are things you can't do. I expect you when you're still at 16. I'm talking to you, my ghetto youth, my youth. When you are at 16, I expect you to be in school, purchasing your future. You understand? You have to think wide before thinking.
Not everyone is opportunity to study.
Not everyone has the opportunity to study.
In Africa.
In Africa.
Yeah, there are so many kids out there who don't have the opportunity to go to school. But
then
some have the opportunity, but they throw it away. Some have gotten the opportunity where God has brought good people in opposition to them in your lives to push you somewhere. Then you threw away that opportunity. But we would like to talk about these things in the spiritual realm or the spiritual
way.
Yeah. So first and foremost, our bodies are the temples of Christ. Yeah, and we are the church. So each time you sin, you understand, you should always repent. God will forgive you. But there is a saying that each time you commit a sin, make sure that you fast and you pray. But your prayers and fasting should be equal to the sin or greater than it.
Do you know that? Some people do some things as well as not knowing that they are committing sins.
Exactly.
Have you ever realized that?
They say that the Bible says that if you have the grace, God's grace upon you, to be able to differentiate between when you commit a sin, then you're so lucky, because that means that each time you commit a sin, you can easily repent. You understand? But if you don't have that grace, even if you do something wrong and they tell you, you'll feel like they are attacking you. You feel attacked. You feel like someone is lowering you down. But some people are being suspected for what they've never done. You get?
I get.
Some people feel like, okay, she's in a relationship even before the person is in a relationship. So what advice do you give to the youth who are out there and they're going through such situations? Me, I would like to say that according to the law of chastity, because it tells us that a man and a woman should not have sex or should not be sexually impure until they get married. You get it? Legally, and even in church, wedded in church. You understand? So which means it will be legalized before God and before your parents and the whole public. You get it? Which is okay, which is very good. But as a young child out there, as the youth, you should also always be open. Christians, you should always remember certain things that are there. You should always be open to guarding your heart, because temptations are there. You understand? So that's the best way we can do certain things, guarding our souls, being open that temptations do exist. If you fall down, make sure that you arise, and if you rise up when you're even stronger than ever. You understand? By repenting, asking for forgiveness and prayers, as well as fasting, making it more greater than even the sin that you've committed. You understand? And we don't agree with abortion. Me personally, I don't. Do you?
Me too, I don't agree.
Yeah, it's not just being pregnant, it's not just about losing your bond with the Lord, because once you make yourself unpure, it means that God, this, how can I say, the purity is gone. You need to just go down again on your knees and do the needful. So, I don't even know what to say.
Okay, then on that issue that I should give advice to the youth, first and foremost, I will call the people of the people of church, you know, people who were groomed well, you know, people who were raised well. Let's use this chance to access those people who are in the ghetto. You understand? Because a child of 16 years doesn't know all that. You understand?
And stop condemning them.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like you're smearing them with what. Always talk to them. Don't look at someone as if the person is a devil himself or herself. You know, people fall down, but we have to help each other. None of us is perfect. None of us is righteous. How do you call being in a relationship, but when you're not having sex? I want to know.
How do we call it?
Yeah.
As in,
Is that acceptable, being in a relationship, but when you're not having sex?
yeah, you can be in a relationship without having sex.
Who legalized that?
Who legalized that? You know, all I know, via church, they say that when you have sex before marriage, that's a sin. You know?
Yeah. So does the church agree with people being in a relationship before?
Yeah, the church agrees with people to be in a relationship. You understand? I have remembered courtship. You understand? Born again call it courtship, right?
How long should courtship take?
Courtship, it depends on you two, you know? Because when you're in a courtship, your partner, you might be with your partner, when your partner is not financially stable. You understand? And he can't take a step to take you in church as soon as you want it to be. You understand? When he needs some good time. So if at all you explain to him that, my dear, you want me right, but for me, I was groomed to do things in
a spiritual way.
In a spiritual way.
Yeah.
In an open way. You understand?
An open way.
Yeah. Not these things of, how they call it?
Getting yourself
cohabiting. Those things of cohabiting are not allowed. You understand? So you talk to your partner. I saw some churches, Bambi, which I was happy about, that they can offer you some wedding for free.
Which church is that?
You go there, Christian churches, Catholics, they can what? Churches, Catholic churches, they can give you a wedding with your partner. Now, you don't even need to pay. You understand? You go there, you look for the father, prays for you, your marriage happens to be holy, then you go and you start life. Born agains are doing that as well. When you don't have money, you talk to the pastor, that pastor, this and this, we need this, we want our marriage. I love my partner, but I'm not financially well, but I would like to stay with him or her. You understand?
Yep.
Because this goes back to girls.
Yeah.
Also our girls. Because I might talk to the pastor and the pastor says that I'm going to put you together in a school.
I think I'll bring you back for another thing. Tomorrow, just prepare. I'll come back for you, close and we go.
Okay, no problem.
Curfew.
Okay. Thank you so much. I remain BBM.
Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Always don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Bye. Blessings.
Thank you.